everyone, and welcome to the Bulldog Report. Happy Friday afternoon. I'm Eddie Pelleggi.
I'm Josh Simon.
We are here for the home opener for Metuchen girls basketball as the Lady Bulldogs will face off with the South Plainfield Tigers. Both these teams coming in at 0-1 after road losses to start their seasons on Wednesday. South Plainfield fell 51-44 against JFK despite a solid effort from several of their players. Metuchen had a tough loss, a 30-point loss against Middlesex, but you can't read too far into that after Middlesex was 24-3 last season and still one of the top teams in the GMC. The Bulldogs will look to bounce back at home today, but the South Plainfield team, they only have two seniors, but they do have one player that's a sophomore that they really have to watch out for, who had a big first game. Josh, tell us about it.
Yeah, the sophomore number 23, Sarah McNally. She had 13 points, 6 rebounds, 4 assists, 3 blocks, and 6 steals in her last game. She's definitely going to be a player to watch.
And for the Bulldogs, of course, it's a similar story. Molly Maleg, we know, is going to be key in this game. 16 points per game, 9 rebounds per game. Nearly a double-double for a guard last year for sophomore. She scored 15 points, as did Chase Claiborne. They combined for 30 of Metuchen's 44 in Wednesday's game. We know they will be their two primary scorers. This Bulldogs team went 15-11 last year. They had 3 different winning streaks of 4 or more games, but also a 6-game losing streak. Josh, for this team that only has one senior in Chase Claiborne, how can they maintain and not get too streaky? Because in a 12-game season, you can't really go through these stretches of a bunch of losses in a row. There's not much room for error this year.
Well, I think this is definitely going to come down to discipline. They have the players, they have the experience, and they have the coaching. It's just going to come down to how much they want it and how can they hold on to those key moments. We've seen over the past few years that this girls' team has struggled a bit with holding on to those tight games late in the game. Emotions run wild, the players get tired, but we've seen these very comfortable Bulldog leads kind of disappear in the fourth quarter, so that's definitely going to be a concern for them if they want to win these games and have consistent winning streaks.
And on the other side for South Plainfield, last year was pretty solid, 15-12, and this is a program that has struggled in recent years. Their most wins since 2014, a first-round exit in both the GMC tournament and the Central Jersey Group 2 NJSI AA tournament. But South Plainfield, they're a growing program. They're led by senior Delaney Bourne and sophomore Sarah McNally, who you alluded to just a couple of moments ago. For Metuchen in this game, coming off of a 30-point loss. I know that's a good team they lost to, but still, that is a big-time loss to start the season. How do they respond today in Game 2 and Game 1 at home?
Well, I think the best way to do that is just leave that game in the past. You cannot let those memories of that last game influence the way you play today. It's going to be tough. Both teams are coming off those hard losses, so it's going to be a very interesting game to see how aggressive they are, how much they want to get back on track, especially in this shortened season. But the girls are just going to have to come out firing. Don't be sloppy. Don't make those bad mistakes like the boys did on Wednesday with all the fouls and the turnovers. They're going to have to keep it clean because you know how many mistakes they usually make in the final moments of the game. And another thing is just finish the game. Be strong throughout. Don't get tired. Don't let the frustration get to you. Just keep your acts clean. Make those baskets early. Be aggressive. And this girls' team is a good win.
Yeah, and it's a tough season too for the girls. We talked about it on the podcast this week. With Sam Anson graduating, this team does not have a huge, tall, over 6-foot player. They had Bridget O'Connor for a couple of years, and then Sam Anson as their main center. Now Carly Kachalski, the junior, takes on a huge role playing that 5, and while she is a talented rebounder, she certainly does not have the size, the height, or the presence that Sam Anson had there. So Metuchen has to kind of change their game, and against a South Plainfield team with a lot of height, they're going to have to use their speed to their advantage, and of course their spot shooting from Claiborne, Maleg, and others. A young team here for the Bulldogs, like we said, just one senior in Chase Claiborne, but they're very excited to get going here in this first home game. The coach, Kathy Glutz, her 4th season in her 2nd stint as head coach of the Lady Bulldogs, 28-45 over the past 3+ seasons in that stint. And like we said, Metuchen went 15-11 last year. They lost in the preliminary round of the GMC tournament against Denellen, who ironically they play next on Monday, and they lost to CJ Group 2 round number 1 against Raritan. So lot of changeover for both these teams, but the main exciting thing, just like on Wednesday, they're back going and playing basketball in this unconventional winter season with just over 2 minutes from the pregame festivity. And we're really excited to have everybody tuning in here today for some Friday evening basketball. So, Metuchen against Plainfield. Both these teams looking for their first win of the season. They don't play each other much. There's been some, changeover with the schedule, with teams dropping out. The boys and girls both playing against teams today that they don't typically face off against. The boys are on the road. Their game, I believe, is still going on against Edison. At last check, they were losing 59-49 in the fourth quarter, putting up a decent fight against the Edison Eagles. But they don't play that often. Metuchen and South Plainfield, this is the first time they've played each other since January 21st of 2017, a game that South Plainfield took 45-41. No players in this game played in that one, so it's been a long time. Josh, how about some keys for the South Plainfield defense to try to contain Molly Millay and Chase Clevon today?
Well, I think the biggest thing is to watch the three-point shooting, the jumpers from Malay. Receiver, she's very phenomenal from outside the three-point line. She can really hit it from anywhere. So I think definitely just keeping the ball away from her, keeping their team spread out so they can shut down Molly Malay and Chase Clevon. But in terms for underneath the basket, in terms of layups, people who are driving, it still needs to be seen who's going to do that on this Metuchen team. As you said, they're really tall physically, both girls are gone. Somebody is going to have to fill that role. So I think only time will tell with that. But definitely just keep the ball moving, keep the touching spaced out. Don't let it get to Clevon or Malay too early or too often.
Yeah, and there's a lot of turnover for this Metuchen team. They only have 2 players who averaged more than 2.4 points per game last season. But we're going to take a look at the court as we're getting ready to go with pregame festivities. All right, so that was your national anthem. We're getting ready now for the starting lineups, and we're just moments away from the start here between the Metuchen Bulldogs and the South Plainfield Tigers. Once again, this is Eddie Kalegi alongside Josh Hyman here on the Bulldog Report, our second broadcast of the season. All right, so we are ready to go. And Josh, something that I noticed, we saw in the boys game a couple of players had masks on. The Lady Bulldogs, all of their starting five are starting out with masks on. But as we saw, players like Jydra did not keep with that the whole game. We talked about how difficult this is. We'll have to see the starting lineup. As you can see, for Metuchen, you've got Arlie Germain. She's a sophomore. She's new to the program. She's going to be in there. She provides some of that necessary height with Sam Antongod. Charlotte Breen is in there with Chase Clavon, Pachalski, and Maleg. The new coin toss was won by South Plainfield, so they'll start with the ball. It's the only game with it. It's well underway here on a Friday evening from M-Town. Pachalski, that's Brianna Harris, kicks it over. Born now on the right wing with Charlotte Breen contending. Bourne dribbles back now, kicks it inside. Euler over to the corner. That pass batted away by Maleg. Harris is going to have to go all the way back to the other side of the court to get it. She'll recover. Metuchen trying to get back on defense. Bourne's jumper is short. Euler and Pachalski tied up for the rebound. Jump ball, but it will go Metuchen's way. So a solid start here for the Bulldogs on defense, knocking the ball away and forcing South Plainfield to take an unsure shot. And now Metuchen has it with Charlotte Breen. Germain sets a screen. Now it's Clavon on the right wing. Clavon dribbles left. Maleg now top of the key. Maleg crosses over. Screen set. Maleg long two. Bounces. Can't get it to fall. Fighting for the rebound is Euler, but Germain rips it right out. Now Germain kicks to Charlotte Breen. Mid-range jumper is good for Charlotte Breen. And Metuchen has a 2-0 lead.
We saw how we were talking about how important that height and aggression is going to be. Germain thankfully delivers for the Bulldogs there.
Now here's Brianna Harris, drives in, floats it up, can't get it to go off the back iron. Rebound Euler, that's swatted away by Germain. Pachalski secures it, and now Metuchen heads back the other way. Metuchen in white, South Plainfield in green. Bulldogs up 2-0, 90 seconds gone here in Game 2 of the season for both these programs. Chase Clavon on the left wing, double teamed, gets it over to Molly Maleg. Now 2 on her. Charlotte Breen, nearly traveled, gets it over to Chase Clavon, and Clavon calls the play, and they'll reset. Maleg comes in motion, as does Breen. Breen on the left wing, bounces it in. Pachalski can't secure it. A chase for the ball with Euler. That will be out of bounds, and it will stay with Metuchen. So Breen will pass it in, tries to get it into Maleg. It's knocked out of bounds, and the Bulldogs will once again inbound, but this time from the sideline. It'll be Pachalski. Of course, this Bulldog team looks very different. No Sam Anton, no Marin Boucher, no Zoe Brown. All three of those players were very important on this basketball team last season, so other players like Germain and Charlotte Breen will have to pick up the slack as Molly Maleg travels there. Turnover for Metuchen. South Plainfield takes over. So with the ball, here is Bourne. McNally, now a long three-pointer. No good. Rebound Germain. I think that's Anya Ramirez who took the three-pointer. Now inside and laying it up and in off the glass is Molly Maleg. And it's 4-0 Metuchen. Now in the corner, there's McNally. Airballs it. Chase for the rebound, taken by Harris. McNally's going to chuck one up again from the corner. Another one misses. Now Euler, and Pachalski's going to take the rebound. Now Pachalski, long pass ahead. McNally, who had 6 steals in the game on Wednesday, gets her first today. So South Plainfield still looking for their first basket. Here, 5:11 remaining. It's 4-0. That jumper, no good. A battle for the rebound taken in by Charlotte Breen. And now here comes Molly Maleg. Maleg on the right wing, kicks it over. Clavon, mid-range jumper is short. Rebound taken in by the Tigers, and here they come the other way. Losing the ball, but securing it is Bourne. To the corner, now driving in, kicking it back. There's a 3 from McNally. Another miss. She is 0 for 4 from beyond the arc early. Rebound Metuchen, and here they go, and Molly Maleg almost picked up her dribble right there. Metuchen trying to be careful with it and taking their time. Neither team shooting particularly well. Clavon takes it in, and she'll be fouled. Here with 4:21 remaining in the first quarter. Chase Clavon will go to the line. 11 points per game, 2.5 steals per game, 2.5 assists per game, and 45 three-pointers made last season. Actually, excuse me, that will not be a shooting foul. It's just a regular old personal foul. They'll inbound from underneath. Clavon, deep three-pointer, too strong. Maleg the rebound, hounded by a couple, and it'll go out of bounds. So it'll be Charlotte Breen passing it in here with 4:15 remaining in the first quarter. Here is Clavon with the jumper, putting it in. Metuchen off to an early 6-0 lead, and now here comes South Plainfield the other way. Kicking it back, three-pointer, Brianna Harris, an air ball. They've missed a lot of threes early. Now Chase Clavon the other way inside. Molly Maleg makes easy work of it, and South Plainfield wants to talk things over. 3:55 remaining in the first quarter, halfway through the first. 8-0 Metuchen. Josh, South Plainfield is taking a lot of shots that they really shouldn't be, trying these three-pointers instead of trying to work it inside.
Yeah, definitely. They want to rely on Sarah McNally for those points, but it's just not connecting at times. So they're going to need a way to find their way around Jermaine from Metuchen, who has been a defensive nightmare so far this season. We were worried that they weren't going to have the physicality tonight, but Pachelski and Jermaine seem to be doing just fine on the Metuchen team. And they have to answer for those two players, especially Molly Malay, who, if she gets rolling, she's going to be a disaster for the South Plainfield team. So it's looking really good for Metuchen. They're making a lot of good plays. They're slowing down, not afraid to stop and take a minute. We saw that play where they were just resetting at the top of the keys, and that's going to be very beneficial for them because they can get in control easily. And if they just stay in control, stay cool, don't be afraid to take it slow, they will win this game.
Yeah, so good start here for Metuchen. South Plainfield having some trouble so far as they've taken a lot of shots they really shouldn't be. Now, we do have a missing number on the roster, number 32. I believe that might actually be Madison Flanagan from what I've been seeing on the bench. South Plainfield only has 9 active players, so eventually we'll figure that one out. But anyway, it's Brianna Harris driving in, puts it in, and Josh, that's exactly what the Tigers needed to do right there, getting a bucket and making it 8-2.
Exactly, they cannot be afraid to challenge that.
As that basket back the other way for Chase Clavon, so Metuchen responds and makes it 10-2. Maleg loses her dribble, and that's kicked to now a change. Sarah Knoll's going to come in for Jermaine. That's another person who's going to be stepping up. 3 players, Jermaine, Knoll, and Pachelski, who really have to step up on the defensive side and add some height, as trying to take advantage of that is Euler, and that's going to be up and down, and Metuchen will take it. So here comes Charlotte Breen. She'll try to call the play. Bulldogs up 10-2, 3:17 remaining in the first quarter. Maleg inside. There's Charlotte Breen. Puts it up too strong. Knoll tries to get the rebound, but it's taken by Euler. Now here's McNally. McNally to the corner. Harris right on the line. No good. South Plainfield continuing to try these deep shots and cannot get any of them to fall. And I believe that's Madison Flanagan who just hit that one, number 32, to make it 10-5. Now Molly Maleg kicks. Knoll can't get the roll. Pachelski tries to get the rebound, but McNally takes it away. McNally, like we said, a huge game on Wednesday. 13 points, 6 boards, 6 steals, 4 assists, and 3 blocks. Did basically everything out there. But Metuchen, with Chase Clavon on her, have largely neutralized her throughout this game. McNally over on the right wing, tries to spin away, double teamed, puts it up, rolls out. Pachelski corrals the miss, gets it right over to Molly Maleg. 2:12 remaining in the first quarter. Bulldogs 10, South Plainfield 5, and looks like that was a foul there on the shot, and Sarah Knoll will be heading to the line. Knoll's the junior, spent the last 2 seasons predominantly on the JV team. Only appeared in one varsity game last season, but quickly has this accelerated role. Sam Anton and Emma Walters and Jordan Perez all graduated. No Zoe Brown, no Marin Boucher, and that's quickly 5 of the 10 that were in the Metuchen rotation last season. Caitlin Waldron's going to check in for the Bulldogs. Also a substitution for South Plainfield. Aaliyah Hossein is going to come in as well, as Knoll knocks them both down. Bulldogs now lead at 12-5 here with 2 minutes remaining in the first quarter. Going around on the right side is Bourne. She'll get it back to Flanagan. Now Harris almost travels, lays it up, too strong. Rebound by Breen. Pardon me, that's Cassidy Connors just into the game, as that pass is knocked away by McNally, who almost had her second steal, but that was out of bounds. Sarah McNally averaged nearly 2 steals per game last season, which is very, very impressive. Chase Clavon averaged more than that, but very few players are able to pick up multiple steals per game. As that bank shot by Maleg doesn't go, the putback by Sarah Knoll is pure, and Metuchen's up by 9, 14-5 with 90 seconds remaining in the first quarter. Brianna Harris drives in through a whole bunch of defense. Sarah Knoll secures the rebound, but an errant pass. McNally tries to save it, almost banks it off the ref, and somehow keeps it in bounds. Now here's Hussein in a double team. McNally chucks up the 3. That one is short. Rebound by Waldron. Waldron, Maleg, Knoll, Connors, and Pachelski, the 5 on the floor for Metuchen. As trying to back in is Knoll. She'll lose the ball. Maleg tries to save it, but that'll be out of bounds and go South Plainfield's way. Looks like Clavon's going to come back in here for Metuchen with 57 seconds remaining here in the first quarter. 14-5 your score. 4 fouls have been picked up by South Plainfield. Metuchen has not allowed a foul, and with a team that's not very deep compared to other years, just not the same participation that they've had. Obviously the pandemic has had an effect just like any other team, but it's good to try to avoid foul trouble, as finally South Plainfield gets a 3 to fall. It's Brianna Harris, who now has 5 and cuts the Metuchen lead to 6. 14-8, 37 seconds to go, and now that pass knocked away, and Clavon is going to reset right at midcourt. Clavon at the logo, crosses over with McNally on her, kicks it back Caitlin Waldron. Waldron top of the key, Connors. Now deep jumper for Clavon, not going to go. Rebound McNally. South Plainfield 17 seconds, and a foul there on Caitlin Waldron. She'll pick up her first with 17 seconds on the clock. We'll try our best, unlike Wednesday, at least to keep track of the Metuchen fouls, so parents are aware of how the Bulldog fouls are going, to see if anybody gets into foul trouble. 17 seconds here, inbounding from the far side. It's going to be Flanagan. South Plainfield has made a couple of 3-pointers so far. They've only made 1 2-point shot in this game. It was from Brianna Harris, and an errant pass right there by Bourne, and that'll go out of bounds. Final seconds here. Pachelski inside. That shot is short. Rebound Flanagan. She won't get a shot off, and that will end the opening quarter. Metuchen 14, South Plainfield 8. Stay with us. Eddie Kalegi here with Josh Hyman on the Bulldog Report. We'll be back in a moment for the second quarter. Welcome back. Start of the second quarter. The Metuchen Athletic Department would like to thank the Metuchen Education Foundation for providing the Get Loud grant, making our broadcast possible. Definitely necessary in this pandemic time when we can't have fans at the gym, but everybody's getting to tune in and watch our JV and varsity games live, and Josh and I have had a good time so far calling the games, and we can't wait to continue to call the action over the next 5 weeks of this 12-game season. Second quarter about to get underway. A good start for the Bulldogs. They started this game up 10-2. They lead by 6, 14-8 entering the second quarter. Leading score, 4 points each for Clavon, Knoll, and Maleg for Metuchen, and 5 for Brianna Harris leads South Plainfield, who have taken a lot of unnecessary three-pointers and haven't been able to make them. Sarah McNally has taken a lot and keeps drifting towards the corner. She's not having a good game after a great season debut against JFK. Now Harris loses the ball. Clavon takes it. She'll slow it down wisely, and Metuchen will draw up a smart play. Maleg tries a three-pointer. No good. Rims out. Rebound by Harris. The other way, here comes Delaney Bourne, who's been quiet so far. Backs in on Charlotte Breen. Hook shot, throws it up, can't get it to go. Nice try, though. Harris can't get it. Knoll the rebound. Sarah Knoll has been tenacious on the board so far, and Molly Maleg will take it across the midcourt line and start the possession here for the Bulldogs. Germain, pass goes right off of Harris's knee, and she'll take it. Now Sarah McNally leading the break, trying to beat Germain to the basket, tries to get something up, and a foul is going to be called. Looks like that'll be against Orly Germain. So inbounding from underneath here will be Delaney Bourne. Actually, it doesn't look like that's going to be a foul. It's out of bounds. And an errant pass. Chase Clavon trying to make easy work of it, but misses the easy layup. Second chance. Gets it to fall. Chase Clavon's now got sixth and the leading Metuchen scorer. Bulldogs up 16-8 here with 6:49 remaining in the first half. Here's Delaney Bourne, met by Maleg, double teamed. Pivots, now tries to elbow Charlotte Breen out of the way there. And that's going to be a pretty obvious offensive foul. I feel like South Plainfield, Josh, is really struggling making the right decisions on offense.
Yeah, definitely. You talk a lot about shots that they should be taking. How about the shots that there are good selections, but they're just not connecting? A lot of air balls, a lot of missed layups, and the sloppiness on the plays. On that rebound, we saw she chucked it all the way to half court. That's just unacceptable. You can't do that.
And we did notice in the boys' game on Wednesday, there's a lot of sloppy play. These teams did not have nearly as much time to practice before the season started as past years, as Pachalski gets tied up by basically the entire South Plainfield team, and off the jump ball, it's going to stay with Metuchen. But we saw sloppy play in the boys' game, and we know they're just getting used to it. It's a little better today in Game 2. These teams have kind of shaken off the rust, but it's still there. And I think it's going to take 3 or 4 games before they really get into the mix, as Maleg has been off on her shooting today. Germain the rebound. Can't hang on to it. Another jump ball, but this time it'll be South Plainfield who will take it, and Maddie Flanagan will inbound. Here comes Delaney Bourne with it. 16-8, 6:05 remaining. Hossain's first shot attempt, and Pachalski gets whacked going for the rebound. And I believe that's going to be a foul. Yes, that will, against South Plainfield. Offensive foul, a clear out by Hossain. 6 fouls now on South Plainfield, so 1 away from the bonus here for Metuchen. So nice spot to be at with still 6 minutes remaining in the second quarter, and a lot of players who are capable of shooting those free throws, especially Clavon and Maleg. Charlotte Breen here is going to find Molly Maleg, kicks it back to Breen, who's guarded tightly. Now Clavon over to Breen. Now here's Maleg. Maleg double teamed, stripped. Molly Maleg has not had a good first half. The other way, here comes Bourne. Bourne lays it up, rattles it home. Delaney Bourne with her first bucket. 16-10 Bulldogs. 5.5 minutes to go in the second quarter. Molly Maleg to Germain. Now left wing, it's Breen. 3-point line. Maleg charges towards the elbow. Clavon, deep 3, air ball, out of bounds, South Plainfield ball. Okay, that's not Madison Flanagan. Like we said, number 32 on our roster. We did not have a number 32. So we'll continue to try to figure out who number 32 is on South Plainfield. Obviously, with the pandemic, with a lot of uncertainty, the rosters are not perfect, but thank you in the chat for that clarification. So anyway, there was a tie-up, and It'll stay with South Plainfield, I think, but Metuchen's going to talk things over here with exactly 5 minutes left in the second quarter. Hopefully at halftime with the statistician we can clear up exactly who number 32 is on South Plainfield, just so we don't make any further mistakes, so we apologize for that. But 16-10 here, 5 minutes remaining in the second quarter. Josh, Metuchen's been playing pretty well, but you'd think they'd have a much bigger lead than they currently have.
Yeah, definitely. I think it just comes down to a few of the poorly timed shots, a lot of the missed threes that are happening here. You see players like Clavon and Malik trying to go for those big point shots. It's not working. I think they just still need to shake that rust off a bit before they can actually start hitting those threes more often.
Okay, so we got clarification that it's Sydney Loyacano who is number 32. So we have that adjustment now. Thank you from Mr. Cathcart for providing us with that. So number 32 is Sydney Loyacano with 3 points. Yes, and we got that clarification as well in the chat. So here is Molly Maleg with it. 16-10, 4:52 remaining in the first half. Charlotte Breen kicks it over. There's Pachalski. Clavon tries, three-pointer. She and Maleg have both been way off in their shots. I think that's part of the reason that Metuchen has struggled. A tie-up in South Plainfield will take it the other way. As a substitution here for the Tigers, now Loyacano is going to come out. So thank you. We apologize for not having the names right, but Sydney Loyacano has 3 points. She's number 32 on South Plainfield. She's going to come out here for Anastasia Cicero, number 12. So now here's Hussein. That shot is way off. Rebound by Pachalski, and Molly Maleg will take it the other way for the Bulldogs. Low-scoring game so far. Neither of these teams put up tons of points as Molly Maleg splashes a deep three-pointer and now tries to swipe the inbound pass, but Delaney Bourne takes it. She'll get away, kicks it over to the corner. There's McNally. She'll try to respond with a three of her own. She cannot. Rebound, put back, no good by Bourne. Tied up for it. Down to the ground goes Pachalski as she fought with McNally for it. We see Sarah McNally. It's pretty obvious why she was able to get 6 steals in that game on Wednesday. You can tell how aggressive she is on the defensive side, and only a sophomore. Both these teams have some young talent that will be really fun to watch in the next year or two, especially Molly Maleg in Metuchen as she continues to progress. This Bulldog team, like we said, only has 1 senior, and from what I see, it's only 1 or 2 seniors that South Plainfield is playing with on their roster, as Carly Pachalski kicks to Maleg. Now trying to post up as Knoll and a travel, and they'll go to South Plainfield with 3:49 left in the second quarter. So here comes Delaney Bourne with it for the Tigers. McNally's going to try another 3. She's probably about 0 of 8 or 0 of 10 on three-pointers. She has taken so many, but a nice save there to keep the possession alive. Cicero to the corner. Harris, and now she traveled. More sloppiness we're seeing from both teams at this point with 3:32 remaining in the second quarter. Metuchen will take over. So here comes Charlotte Breen with it. Bulldogs up by 9, started this game on a 10-2 run. Both offenses have kind of stalled out since then. Clavon drives, floats it up, strong off the backboard. Chase Clavon's now got 8. Metuchen's got a double-digit lead. It's now 21-10. 3 minutes remaining. Here comes Hossein, floats it up, no good. South Plainfield has come close on a lot of shots, but just can't get the friendly rolls today. Yeah, and the most surprising thing, Delaney Bourne and McNally combined for 30 points against JFK. And today, combined, they have 2. As Molly Maleg tries to strip it from Harris, but a kicked ball, she can't get the easy bucket. And Metuchen on the other side, I mean, they haven't had a great game offensively. Clavon's been solid. Molly Maleg, even though she's been off, still has 7 points. I mean, she's a great scorer. As a substitution here. So it looks like Brianna Harris is back in. Now here comes Hossein. Strong off the backboard, no good. Pachalski the rebound. Here comes Molly Maleg along the near sideline. Kicks to Breen. Breen mid-range jumper. Can't get it to go. Pachalski off her finger. Actually, no, they're going to rule it off of Carly Pachalski. South Plainfield is going to have it. Loyacano gets it over to McNally, and McNally has it knocked away by Charlotte Breen, and Metuchen will take over.
It's got to be really frustrating for Sarah McNally. Just taking all these threes, not hitting any. She really wants to live up to those statistics from the first game. It's just not connecting with them. We've seen her try again to hit these threes, and it's just not working. They're going to have to switch it up if they want any chance of winning a game this game.
And another thing, like we talked about on Wednesday, Josh, is these teams need to try to get in sync because this is only the second game of the season. As Cassidy Connors dribbles towards the corner, she's another one who did not play really at all on the varsity team last year, as a steal by Brianna Harris. The other way, here comes Hossein, stops at the three-point line. Harris in the left wing, left all alone for three. Wise decision by Metuchen to instead bring rebounders, but McNally finally cashes in from close range. Sarah McNally makes it 21-12. Now Maleg the other way. Awkward layup does not go. Rebound Harris. South Plainfield back out on the break. Harris goes to the basket and lays it in. And the Tigers get 4 quick points to cut it to 7. 21-14 here with 1:49 remaining in quarter number 2. Maleg over to Sarah Knoll. Knoll back to Connors. Connors fakes. Backs in. Back to Clavon, and she'll call a play and reset. Fast-moving first half. Minute and a half to go. Clavon tries the three and splashes it from downtown. Chase Clavon now in double figures. She's got 11. It's 24-14 Dogs. Quick pass. There's Harris. Harris lays it up. Wild circuit shot does not go, but she'll draw the foul. Just the second foul on the Bulldogs so far, with 1:17 remaining in the second quarter, which is a good sign. And Brianna Harris will head to the line.
They're definitely going to have to watch out for Harris. She's been really aggressive coming out of nowhere. And, she has the possibility to get a lot of points in the South Plainfield team if Metuchen is careful.
So Sarah Knoll picks up the foul, her first, team second. This is Brianna Harris, who averages 5.9 points per game and 2.6 rebounds per game last season, and once again takes on an elevated role this season now as a junior. Gets the second one to fall, so Brianna Harris now with 8 of their 15 points, 24-15 Metuchen, with 1:13 remaining here in the first half. Here's Maleg over to Sarah Knoll. Knoll is caught up. Now three-pointer. Cassidy Connors almost gets it to fall. Cannot. Carly Pachalski. Again, another jump ball, but this time it's going to stay with the Bulldogs, as it looks like a substitution here for Metuchen. Chase Clavon's going to come out. Caitlin Waldron's going to come in, and Waldron will be inbounded. Bourne brings the defense. They'll break. Waldron skips one out to Connors, who fires one to Maleg. Maleg dribbles behind the back, working through the defense, finds an open Sarah Knoll. Can't get it to go. Bounces away. Last touch is going to be off of Loyacano as Sarah McNally tried to save it. Took the worst of that one, and Metuchen will have it. 53 seconds remaining here in the first half. Again, they'll try on the inbound. It's Waldron. This time she'll get it out directly to Maleg, who's deep in the right corner, works her way towards the middle. Maleg dribbles back to the logo, and Metuchen sets up a play. Inside, Sarah Knoll tries to set up a give and go, but can't find Maleg. Instead, it's Connors around the horn to Waldron, and now Maleg. Maleg skips one in. There is Knoll, and she'll travel again. That's the third time in the first half. Knoll's had the moving feet, and now South Plainfield takes over. 35 seconds remaining here in the first half. So, if history says anything, it was only a 45-41 score in that one game when these teams matched up, as Hussein misses and now Brianna Harris is fouled and will go to the line. That's the only time these teams have matched up in the last 6 years, was January 21st of 2017. South Plainfield won that one 45-41. And this game is shaping up to be another low-scoring game. Metuchen only scored 44 in their season opener. South Plainfield with 51 in that win over JFK. So Brianna Harris at the line, 1 of 2 from the line today, 8 points, leading scorer for the Tigers. First free throw clanks off the front of the rim. Loyacano is going to check back in for Hussein to bring in some rebounding support here, as South Plainfield will try to cut into this deficit a little bit before the break. Harris just 1 of 4 from the line so far in this game as she misses on both. Molly Maleg the rebound, 20 seconds. Metuchen can take their time to try to make this a double-digit game before the half, but Sarah Knoll with another turnover. She's had about 5 turnovers so far. It's been a rough game for her so far. Maleg kind of led her a little too far with that pass, though. 14 seconds. Now getting away, a little bit of space. Brianna Harris floats one up. Euro steps, can't get it to go. Rebound Pachalski, 6 seconds, and we'll see what the call is right there. It's going to be a travel, and South Plainfield will take it back. Just repeated turnovers here right now from Metuchen.
Yeah, a lot of traveling too. That's the big foul at the moment. And to prevent that, you just need to slow down and calm down a bit. It's very tempting to go for those quick plays, quick reversals, but you have to know what to do and be prepared for it if you're going to get that.
Bad pass. Caitlin Waldron with 3 seconds will lead it down court. Loses, stumbles. Connors at the buzzer. Can't get it near the coop. And that will end the first half with Metuchen leading 24-15. Low-scoring game. Neither team shooting particularly well. Metuchen's had a lot of turnovers. You'd argue they should be up by a lot more than they currently are right now with how South Plainfield's shots have been pretty wild. Chase Clavon has 11 points. Molly Maleg with 7. Sarah Knoll 4 and Charlotte Breen 2. On the other side, 8 points for Brianna Harris, 3 for Madison Flanagan, and then 2 apiece for Delaney Bourne and Sarah McNelly. And my apologies, that's from when we didn't know who it was. It's Sydney Loyacano hit that 3-pointer in the first quarter. So she has 3, and McNelly and Bourne with 2 apiece. So, Josh, before we take a quick break here, what do you think Metuchen has to do here? How do they come out in the second half and try to come out a little stronger and give themselves a bigger lead?
I just think they need to come out a bit more level-headed, a bit more clear. We've seen it at the beginning of the first half where they were collected, they were organized, they were level, and we didn't see very many fouls. We saw a lot of good plays. We saw a lot of very key defensive stops from the likes of Harley, Jermaine, and Sarah Knoll, which was amazing. They need to keep that up, and they just need to stay calm because we saw when they started to get more and more in Metuchen's favor, they were getting a bit more courageous with their shots and more aggressive with their playing, which is good. But we also saw, unfortunately, a lot of poor passing choices, questionable shots, a lot of travels. So what they need to do is they need to stop these mistakes because that may cost them the game. Now, when we turn it over to South Plainfield, they just need to get in step as a team here. Their shot selection's getting a bit better. However, they're just not able to get those important shots. And Metuchen is getting a bit lucky there where they leave 1 or 2 open on the corners. And fortunately for Metuchen, it's an air ball most of the time, but you can't really take that chance 100% of the time because you are going to get in. What we need to see here from South Plainfield is being more aggressive. I know it's going to be difficult for them from a physicality standpoint, getting in near the hoop, but that's what they're going to have to do. Their 3-point game is not working right now. They're going to have to find a way inside no matter what, by any means necessary here.
So, a couple quick plugs here during halftime, and then me and Josh will take a couple-minute break. First of all, the Metuchen Athletic Department would like to thank the Metuchen Education Foundation, the MEF. They've provided funding for the Get Loud grant, which is making all of this broadcast possible. Josh and I are in the athletic director's office calling the game off of a monitor. It's definitely a different experience for us, but it's nice that we've been able to call the games. Also, a quick plug, a new episode of the MHS podcast is live, the online radio voice of Metuchen High School. We interview Marty and Kelly Holleran about the upcoming track season. Josh and I preview the winter sports season, and we also interview Ms. Piavoso and Ms. Coleman about project graduation and what they're doing to help out seniors and make the best of the year for the class of 2021. You can check that out by searching MHS Podcast on YouTube or at MHS Podcast on Twitter. And of course, the Bulldog Report is our new venture, the podcast and the media club combining to try to make the most of this and provide some coverage for you fans and you parents who can't make it to the games because of the coronavirus pandemic. So me and Josh will sign off for a few minutes. Stay with us on the stream. We've got 6 minutes about until the second half gets underway. This is the Bulldog Report. We'll see you for the second half. Metuchen 24, South Plainfield 15. Welcome back to the Bulldog Report. Eddie Kalegi here alongside Josh Hyman, ready to start the second half as the Metuchen Lady Bulldogs are leading South Plainfield 24-15. Both teams in sight, hoping for their first wins of the season. Metuchen chased Clavon Molly Maleg as expected, 18 combined points. For the other side, South Plainfield, 8 points for Brianna Harris. And it's been an interesting game to watch so far. Metuchen performing pretty well. Let's see if they can expand that lead. Once again, the Metuchen Athletic Department would like to thank the Metuchen Education Foundation, MEF, for providing funding for the Get Loud grant to make broadcasting games possible. We want to apologize also. We know there's been some technical difficulties with Josh's microphone. We will try to sort that out as this game goes forward and, of course, into next week. But South Plainfield now going left to right. And driving with the ball here is Delaney Bourne, who will kick it back to McNally, and we're underway here in the second half. Bourne on the right side kicks to the top of the key. That's William Cano, who's going to drive in on Pachowski. Harris spin move on Maleg, drives in, kicks it back, faking on the three-pointer. Sidestepping is Euler. Lindsay Euler inside. That's Harris backing in, trying to get up on Maleg, and Molly Maleg will pick up her first foul, and that'll send Brianna Harris to the line. Brianna Harris has been very good at drawing fouls today. Third time she's done that on just 4 total Metuchen fouls in this game, but she's been just 1 of 4 from the free throw line so far. First free throw is an air ball for Harris. And at this point, they have to be making free throws, Josh, if they want to get back in this game. Tie up off the free throw. It'll go Metuchen's way. Pachowski has been really aggressive on the rebounding game, as has Germain, which is important for Metuchen, with not having as much size as they've had in past seasons. As pass to Germain, still looking for her first points, finds Clavon. Clavon, a 3, rims out, rebound, batted in the air a couple times, and Clavon's going to take it back. Now on the drive, Maleg over Pachowski, had an opportunity to shoot, can't really do it. Now he's got to try to fight herself away. Clavon, right wing 3, air ball, rebound, Brianna Harris. Three-pointer does not fall. Rebound Maleg. Maleg, and she's going to be hit, and that's going to go out of bounds. Metuchen will keep possession here with 6:39 remaining in the third quarter. Metuchen exploded offensively to start the game. We're up 10-2 just 4 minutes in. But in the last, doing my math correctly, 14 minutes, they've only scored 14 points. Molly Maleg adds some there as she hits that one from the corner. That's a long 2 for Molly Maleg, who's now got 9. Metuchen tied for their biggest lead of the day, up 11, 26-15. Here's Bourne, kicks over. McNally drives in, puts one up off the backboard, no good. Rebound by by Germain. Here comes Molly Maleg. She'll take it very slowly across the timeline, feeds it over to the corner. That's Clavon inside. Germain at the basket, puts it in. Orly Germain, Charlotte Breen, and Carly Pachowski each had 4 points in the loss to Middlesex. And right there, Germain puts one in to make it 28-15 with 5:50 remaining in the third quarter. Brianna Harris kicks it back. Now, here is Euler to the corner. Harris fakes the 3. Euler drives in. Broken up by Pachowski, out of bounds. Metuchen will take possession. South Plainfield coach not too happy with the refs there. Honestly, I thought that was off of Germain, but looks like it's going to be Metuchen basketball. It's a substitution. And Charlotte Breen will feed it into Chase Clavon. South Plainfield coach looking for an explanation from the ref there. And now Maleg spins on McNally inside. Germain, Orly Germain taking over the game right now. Back-to-back buckets. The Bulldogs blowing it open. It's now 30-15 here with 5:20 to go in the third. McNally drives in, floats it up, off the side of the backboard, no good. Rebound Chase Clavon, he crosses over on Euler. Now Clavon over to Molly Maleg. Maleg kicks it, Germain. And that's a walk against Germain. That's been a problem throughout this game from Knoll and Germain, about 5 or 6 times combined that they have stepped. And that's a tough move in basketball if you want to try to pivot and post, but you got to keep one foot planted on the ground. You can't risk traveling there. And Metuchen's been making that mistake repeatedly. As that pass is picked off, Pachalski, Clavon inside Charlotte Green. Can't get it to go. Clavon trying to clean up the mess, no good. Pachalski fighting for the rebound to the floor with Euler. And that's going to be a timeout Metuchen's going to call right there while she was on the floor. So heads up play right there by Pachalski, and Coach Flutz talks things over. 30-15 here with 4:39 remaining in the third quarter. We'd also like to plug the two clubs that are working together in conjunction for this broadcast. The MHS podcast, myself and Josh Hyman, bringing the commentary and bringing this game to life. Ben Stilasky and Jada Victor Morse from the Media Club also helping us out. Same with Mr. Zanetto, who is helping with the cameras today. So thank you to everybody who's been part of the crew making these broadcasts possible. Our next one tentatively is set for Monday at 5:30 for the Varsity. The boys play against Denellen. They were losing to Edison by 10 at last check. But Metuchen, the boys will be home once again against the Denellen Destroyers. But of course, that is still tentative because of the potential snow on Monday. So we'll keep you posted on that. As off the inbound, Charlotte Green gets it to Clavon, who will drift back to the deep left corner. That one batted right into the hands of Germain, and Aurelie Germain puts in her third straight basket. 3 of 3 here in quarter number 3, and it's 32-15 Dogs.
Yeah, great quick 6 points right there from Germain, still unanswered by South Plainfield.
Here's Euler inside, backing in, post up, no good for Harris. Rebound Molly Maleg. And if Metuchen can get this up to near a 20-point game, they could really start to sit the starters. As Chase Clavon, great deep pass by Molly Maleg to find Chase Clavon, 34-15, Bulldogs on top. 10-0 run here to start the quarter as that shot way off from Euler. Harris gets the rebound, double teamed, gets it over. McNally thinks about the three, decides better of it, drives in, puts it up, draws the foul against Carly Pachalski, and she'll go to the line. Yeah, and really kudos to them that they're concerned about their safety. They want to make sure they're doing, of course, everything with sports of the fall, the winter, is trying to make sure that they're doing it as safely as possible. And it's great to see all the hard work these teams are doing, and of course by the NJSIAA to make this even possible. McNally, who has had a rough game, just 2 points, misses her first free throw. Maleg's going to bench, and Pachalski as well. Caitlin Waldron checks in along with Sarah Knoll. A change as well for South Plainfield as Germain gets tied up underneath. And it will stay with the Bulldogs. Anastasia Cicero has checked in for the Tigers. Quick pass here to Harris. Spins on Waldron, puts it up, draws the contact, and she'll go to the line. Metuchen picks up their third foul here of the second half. We're going to check on who that was on. That might have been on Aurelie Germain. No, it's against Sarah Knoll, her second foul. And again at the line is Harris, who is now 1 of 7 from the free throw line. Has not been a great game. The South Plainfield still looking for their first point here of the second half, with 3:39 remaining in quarter number 3. And she'll airball that one. And Josh, you know, every team has their certain things they really have to look towards to improve. I mean, for the boys, we noticed on their inbound plays, the girls' team, it's been turnovers on travels, and for South Plainfield, it really has to be their free throws. So Charlotte Green inside of Germain. Germain almost loses the ball, kicks it back out to Bream on the right wing. Bream back over to Clavon. Clavon's had the hot hand for Metuchen today. Now Clavon stops for dribble. Kicks it back. There goes Waldron inside. Germain again. Aurelie Germain, you need oven mitts to guard her because she is red hot right now. 8 points, 36-15. That pass picked up. Waldron to Breen. Back to Waldron. Puts it up and in. Timeout, South Plainfield. 14-0. The scoring so far in the third quarter. The Bulldogs have completely blown this open. 38-15 Metuchen now, with 2:57 remaining in the third quarter, and the Tigers need to talk things over.
Yeah, kind of an unrecognized hero in this game, Aurelie Germain. She's just in the right place at the right time every single time, and she's confident enough to take those tricky, awkward, kind of close to the basket jump shots, and that's really what you need, especially when you've seen the departure of their larger players last year. So she's going to make a great fit into this team in the coming years. I think Metuchen is really thankful to have her.
And Germain and Sarah Knoll, these are people who did not play. The two of them combined one game on the varsity team last season. This is completely a new experience for them, and they're taking on big roles and both playing pretty well today with 8 and 4 points respectively. But 8 out of the 14 Metuchen points here in the third quarter have come from number 32. And South Plainfield is now in a major hole. And let's see at what point that the ginger duo of Clavon and Malay get to sit for the rest of the game if the Bulldogs can continue to expand this lead. But of course still a while to go. 3 minutes remaining here in the third quarter. McNally inbounds to Bourne, and South Plainfield still looking for their first score of the second half. Bourne gets it over to Harris. Harris screen set there by Loyacano. Tied up with Malay. Jump ball, Metuchen ball. Another turnover here for South Plainfield. So Waldron will inbound. It's going to go to Clavon. Pardon me, Malay got it to Waldron. Now here's Waldron. To Sarah Knoll. The jumper is good. Metuchen simply cannot miss right now. It's now 40-15 Bulldogs. Here's Delaney Bourne. Awkward pass. Loyacano secures it. Double team. Kicks it over. That's Anya Ramirez first into the game. Brianna Harris finally ends the drought. Dating back to the second quarter, almost 7 minutes without a South Plainfield bucket until there. And it's now 40-17. Tight defense from Harris and Waldron. Now Malay posting up McNally. Steps back. Tries to find somebody open. Connors big setting the screen. Down goes McNally. No foul. Malay the jumper no good. The South Plainfield bench is not too happy. Anya Ramirez secures the ball. And I believe that will go to South Plainfield. South Plainfield coaching staff visibly frustrated with a couple of the calls. They were thinking that was an offensive foul when Molly Malay made her space there on the elbow to attempt that jumper. The Tigers with it now, 40-17. 1:45 remaining in the third quarter. Here is Loyacano runs out. Jermaine corrals in this. Waldron now a press here. But Waldron spins away from Bourne. Now here comes Waldron. Splits the double team. Loses the ball out of bounds. Last touch by South Plainfield. Cassidy Connors. A dive. Nice athletic play right there by Delaney Bourne. She tried to keep it from going out of bounds there, but it'll be another chance here for Metuchen. Third attempted inbound right here. It's Waldron to Germain. Now Malay double teamed. Spins over to the right side. Malay cross court. There's Connors. Connors pivots, trying to find somebody open. Now starts her dribble. Kicks it back to the right side. There's Knoll. Lays it up. It's short. Rebound by Loyacano. Malay, but it hits off the line and South Plainfield takes the ball. 1:07 remaining in the third quarter. Now here's Delaney Bourne. McNally drives, lays it up, puts it in, and the foul. Sarah McNally with her second bucket. She's now got 4. She'll try to make it 5 at the free throw line here. (40-19). 1 minute remaining in the third quarter exactly. one no good off the back iron. Batted a couple of times. Malay keeps it in bounds and starts the possession. Now here comes Molly Malay, passes it in. There's Waldron, puts it up, can't get it to go. Malay tries to fight for the rebound. Amir Ramirez takes it. And Boyacano tries to fire it ahead. Too strong of a pass for Harris. Jermaine goes back to get it. Frantic pace here as these two teams go back and forth down the court. Malay slows it down with 33 seconds remaining in the third quarter. Molly Malay finds Caitlin Waldron on the right wing. Waldron finds Cassidy Connors open. Connors drips back. Malay tries to set the screen. Now Connors back over to Knoll. Metuchen looking like they're holding for a final shot. 13 seconds. Malay's going to actually put one up. Can't get it to go. Rebound by the Tigers. 8 seconds. Delaney Bourne feeds it ahead. Brianna Harris. Easy layup is good with 4 seconds on the clock. Metuchen looking like they're not going to rush it. That's the end of the third quarter, with the Bulldogs up 40-21 after a very impressive quarter where they outscored South Plainfield 16-6 and now lead it by 19. So we'll be back in a moment. This is Josh Hyman and Eddie Kalecki here on the Bulldog Report. 8 minutes to go. The Bulldogs on full pace for their first win of the season, up 40-21. Minutes remaining here on a Friday evening. I'm Eddie Kalecki alongside Josh Hyman. 40-21, the Bulldogs, the Lady Bulldogs, looking like they can get their first win of the season. Chase Flavon and Molly Malay have been key, but Orly Germain as well, who had 8 third quarter points. Josh, looks like Metuchen's been playing well. What have they done best today?
I think they're just in the right place at the right time. Ariel Germain and Chase Flavon, Molly Malay, they're just picking their shots very well here. Staying disciplined, they're staying focused, and they're really exploiting the mistakes of the South Plainfield Tigers.
So here is Delaney Bourne. She's guarded by Charlotte Green. Screen set by Euler. Bourne, Harris, Hossein, McNally, and Euler, the 5 for South Plainfield. Metuchen going with Clavon, Green, Knoll, Maleg, and Pachalski. Harris inside. McNally swatted away by Sarah Knoll. Actually, they're going to call that a foul, I believe, a shooting foul, and Sarah McNally will go to the line. Starting to pick things up. She's up to 4 points now, but of course not the same performance that she had against JFK when she had 13 points, 6 rebounds, 4 assists, 3 blocks, and 6 steals. Did basically everything in that game. Misses the free throw. South Plainfield has been brutal from the free throw line in this game, whereas Metuchen has been solid. Yeah, I mean, you know, when you hear about that in the NBA when they used to do a Shaquille O'Neal back in the day, hack-a-shack is what they used to call it, but you don't see that as often in high school basketball, but I don't think Metuchen's going to be as concerned to foul in the fourth quarter. I think they can kind of be a little more aggressive on defense, but if they send it to a line, not be too worried. As Chase Flavon hits a step-back jumper, that's from long range. A three-pointer for Chase Flavon, looking like James Harden with the step-back three, and Metuchen now leads at 43-21. Now Lindsay Euler makes a move, drives in, lays it up, and that's good. Some trouble there from Carly Pachalski on defense. South Plainfield bringing the press. Metuchen, nice inbound. Chase Flavon now gets it over. Here comes Malay driving in strong. Can't get it to go. She tries to get the rebound, but Delaney Bourne takes it. Now Metuchen brings the press. Flavon and Malay. Flavon knocks it away. It's going to go out of bounds. South Plainfield will keep possession. 6:50 remaining here in the fourth quarter. Metuchen has controlled this game from the start. They were up 10-2. Biggest lead is 20, and they're up 43-23 right now. Here is McNally, double teamed. It's Euler backing in. Inside, layup by Harris is not going to go. She'll reset, and it's taken by Chase Clavon, who will get tied up, and a foul is called on Delaney Bourne, and Metuchen will have it from the far side. Inbound by Breen goes to Clavon. Now back to Charlotte Breen. Errant pass. Charlotte Breen's got to go get it. Remember, 8 seconds. She's got to get it across the timeline. She does. Feeds it ahead. Molly Maleg in the corner. Leaves it short. Batting for the rebound. It's taken by Sarah McNally. Here comes McNally. Drives in. Takes a hard spill, but she'll be fouled. And again, Sarah McNally draws a foul. Josh, something good that both McNally and Brianna Harris have done today is draw fouls and get to the line, but they're just not capitalizing on those free throws.
Yeah, it's definitely a shame because drawing fouls is a really good skill that is one thing experience and really teach it. But on them, it's been tough to get back up and get right back in the game. Unfortunately, they are just having trouble taking advantage of that. And that's really a shame. They've had so many chances to just make improvements here and there, maybe close the lead, maybe get some of the pressure, and it's just not happening.
So at the line here is McNally. First free throw rings out. McNally is now 0 for 4 from the free throw line. Brianna Harris, to my knowledge, is 1 of 8. So she's 0 of 5. Those two combined 1 of 13, but Clavon can't hold on to the ball. Euler, the first chance doesn't go. Second chance for Brianna Harris, though, falls. Make it 43-25. Timeout can be called here with 6 minutes remaining. So a reminder, our next scheduled stream, Metuchen boys basketball, they'll be facing off with the Allen Destroyers. There's a JV game at 4, and then I'll be on the call for the Varsity game at 5:30 on Monday. But of course, that's all weather permitting because there's now supposed to be snow on Monday, and the forecasts are not looking too good. It's looking like there could be a decent amount of snow. Of course, the sports like track that we're very excited about getting started on Monday. Coach Holland can't be too happy about that, but
Coach Holland will probably make us do something so involved.
and you can always just shovel the snow off the track too.
That we have done. It's a very fun experience. Really brings the team together. I'm not joking about that. It's very joyous. We did it 25 minutes and then it's a lot of fun. There's just refreshment.
Yeah, and then of course the weirdest thing now with the snow is that we're not really going to have any more snow days when you really think about it, unless the power goes out. I mean, down the line for younger students, because now that Zoom, they've realized how well it works, you can just do that. But anyway, back to the action. Carly Pachalski, bad inbound pass by Charlotte Breen, leaves Pachalski out of bounds, and South Plainfield will get the ball right back. Metuchen went on that nice run in the third quarter, starting to get a little sloppy with the ball here in the fourth, but fortunately have a big lead as Harris misses badly on the hook shot. Rebound by Cassidy Connors. Maleg inside. Clavon lays it up. No good. Clavon's had a very quiet second half after leading Metuchen in scoring in the first half. There's Hossein in the deep left corner. Connors brings the defense, loses the ball, but it trickles right to Brianna Harris before Malay can get a hand on. Here's Brianna Harris, drives in, lays it up, no good, fighting for it on the ground. They'll call a tie-up, and that will go Metuchen ball. So Charlotte Breen, quick shoot tie for the official, and we'll get back going. Clavon runs it up the floor, lays it up, puts it in. Chase Clavon now has 18 points to make it 45-25. Now you might be wondering, such a big lead, why wouldn't you bring in some players from the bench? Well, there's two reasons here. First of all, neither team has that big of a bench. South Plainfield doesn't even have a JV team right now. Of course, a lot of teams have been hit hard by the pandemic, and a lot of people just not wanting to play basketball right now. Brianna Harris makes an easy move and lays it in. She's now got 16 points. As off the inbound, it's going to go to Molly Malay. Second reason is get these players more experience because this is only their second game of the season. They're still trying to get in sync. As Connors can't hit the jumper, rebound taken in by Euler. 4:36 to go. Here comes Brianna Harris, drives in, gets hit, makes it, and the foul. Brianna Harris having an excellent game. Harris did not score much I believe it was only 4 points on Wednesday against JFK, but now 18 and a chance for more here at the line as South Plainfield slowly getting closer, 45-29, timeout called. I mean, it's very far-fetched at this point, a 16-point lead, Josh, but what does Metuchen just have to do to just lock this down and secure this win?
I think they just need to stay calm. They're making way too many mistakes right now. They've sent South Plainfield to the line way too many times in these past few weeks for getting comfortable with this. And you never know, things could change at any moment. See, Brianna Harris is making a lot of points right now, so she may be able to cut down this lead significantly. I think whatever happened to Metuchen's campaign, especially since they beat I think they just need to be cleaner. They cannot make these mistakes and just keep driving the hammer, keep scoring, keep that pressure high, bring it up to a 25-point lead if they have to. They just can't keep making these mistakes and they can't keep bringing her down. They just have to stay disciplined and control. That's the biggest thing they can do right now.
So Clavon, Malay, Kachowski, looks like Charlotte Green, and Jermaine. So it's the starting five all in there for Metuchen. Harris, Hossein, Bourne, McNally, and Euler, the five for the Tigers. Harris at the line, where she is 1 of 10 today. And misses another, make it 1 of 11, going for the rebound. A jump ball, and I believe that's going to stay with South Plainfield this time. So the Tigers certainly getting closer here. Metuchen led by as many as 23. They're within 16, but only 4.5 minutes to go.
It's a real shame that this could be easily a 4 or 5-point game if South Plainfield is consistently made their free throws, but that's just not happening.
So Euler makes it, and it almost seems like a similar tale of the boys game that many thought on Wednesday they should have had a much bigger lead than they actually did against Middlesex. As they feed inside, it's Jermaine. She has been automatic, 5 for 6 shooting. She's got 10 points, 47-31 Bulldogs. Now here's Sarah McNally, 4 minutes to go, guarded by Clavon. McNally drives, kicks to the corner. That's Hossein. Mid-range Jay, can't get it to fall. Rebound by Pachowski. Pachowski trying to get free. Good job hanging on to the ball. And that's going to be a jump ball, I believe. With 3:51 here remaining. And yes, South Plainfield this time. There's been a lot of jump balls in this game. Nobody's been really conclusively able to secure rebounds except for Jermaine. Everybody else is about a similar height, and they've been fighting for the rebounds pretty well. Brianna Harris gets it over to Hossein. Hossein puts it up. That one's swatted away. Hits it right back to Euler, though, and that's knocked away by Jermaine. Great defense there. A pair of blocks from the Bulldog defense. Now Clavon. He's found by Maleg. Lays it up. Can't get it to go. Rebound by McNally. Here comes Sarah McNally. Ahead to Harris. Harris head fake on Charlotte Green, and she'll draw the foul, and Harris will continue to try to straighten out her free throw shooting as she'll head to the line. She and Clavon tied for a game-high 18 points each. With 3.5 minutes to go. Metuchen only picked up 3 fouls in the first half. They have 9 in the second half. Nobody's really in foul trouble, though. I don't think anybody has more than 2 or 3 fouls. And after 10 straight misses, Harris finally puts one in from the free throw line. Caitlin Waldron will check in for Pachowski. Harris misses the second. Rebound Jermaine. 3:24 remaining here in the fourth quarter. Driving is Caitlin Waldron with Hossein guarding. Actually, Clavon inside Jermaine. Jermaine posts up, puts it up, leaves it short. Battle for the rebound. On the ground, diving hard for it go Waldron and Euler. And Metuchen, it looks like he's going to have the ball off the jump ball. But a great play right there by Caitlin Waldron to dive for it and show some aggression. And she'll be rewarded and get to feed in from the far sideline with 3 minutes and 9 seconds to go. Waldron gets it over to Breen. Waldron inside. Jermaine can't hang on to that one. Taken away by McNally, who nearly travels. Now the other way, Delaney Bourne inside. Euler lays it up, rims out, kicks it back, mid-range jumper. That is Harris who can't get it to fall. Fights for the rebound. That'll go out of play. With the Tiger ball, they'll have it from underneath. Yeah, Brianna Harris and Chase Clavon both carrying their respective teams for the most part. As Harris, he works it inside, can't get it to fall. Euler the rebound, kicks it out. And that's nearly a turnover. It's going to roll over to McNally. She'll drive along the baseline or lays it up and under. Shot does not go. Rebound by Jermaine. Now Clavon ahead. There is Waldron. She'll be fouled. She'll head to the line. And the two things I've really noticed in this game for South Plainfield. First quarter, they took way too many three-pointers when they could have gotten some easier buckets, and then they haven't been able to shoot their free throw. If they were able to capitalize on both those things, I think we'd be talking about a completely different game right now. But unfortunately for the Tigers, it just has not worked out for them today. Caitlin Waldron sinks the first free throw. She now has 3 points.
You're absolutely right. We talked about those rules. And some people, opportunity after opportunity.
Caitlin Waldron knocks down both free throws. 49-32 Metuchen. Metuchen's already surpassed the scoring total from last game when they scored 44 and lost by 30 to Middlesex. So definitely a nice bounce back here. As Harris gets it over to McNally. McNally over long three-pointer Delaney Bourne. They've been absolutely brutal from three-point range today. But a bad pass by Jermaine gets taken away. Now here's Euler, tries to post up on the leg, and now has it swiped away by Caitlin Waldron. The two get tied up. And it seems like a broken record. Almost every rebounder, every time the ball was loose, two players get tied up. Nobody's been able to really just secure a rebound on their own today. As South Plainfield will keep possession. Jermaine's going to take a seat. Pachalski's going to check back in. And South Plainfield wants to talk things over with exactly 2 minutes remaining here with the Bulldogs up 49-32. Let's give you a quick scoring update. 3 Bulldog players have 9 points or more. The rest of the team combined has 11. Chase Clavon has 18 points. Orly Jermaine has 10. Molly Malay with a quiet 9 points today. Sarah Knoll with 6. Caitlin Waldron with 4. And Charlotte Green with 2. On the other side for the Tigers, 19 points for Brianna Harris, 4 points for McNally, 4 points for Euler, 2 points for Bourne, and 3 points for Loya Kano. So that's how it all shapes up right now. South Plainfield's next game, they have a quick turnaround. They play tomorrow morning in an 11 a.m. game against New Brunswick. Metuchen, the girls play at Denellen on Monday, while the boys will be hosting Denellen. So that's what's up next for both of these teams. And like we said, this is their only meeting since 2017, and this is their only meeting of the season. Of course, some scheduling adjustments with schools like Highland Park and others have had changes to their schedule or opted out of the season. And with the restrictions set by the DMC as to what opponents you can play, they've had to make adjustments to their schedules. And Metuchen, for example, the girls play Mother Seton twice this year in this game against South Plainfield that you typically wouldn't see them do. The boys playing Edison today, which despite being so close in proximity, you rarely see. As Euler here off the rebound, here goes Hossein, she'll turn it over. It's taken away by Caitlin Waldron. Here comes Molly Malay. Final 2 minutes of this game. Metuchen up 49-32. Molly Malay inside. There's Waldron out on the right corner. Chase Clavon dribbles back to the top of the key and he'll reset. Here's Pachalski. Back to Charlotte Breen. Breen finds Waldron. Waldron back to Malay. Just playing keep away and let the clock run at this point. Metuchen would love to get to 50 points for the first time this season with another bucket. Here comes Waldron. Trying to penetrate on Harris. Now here comes Malay. Malay to the bucket. She's also trying to get to double figures. And a foul is going to be called against Sarah McNally. Charlotte Green will inbound. 1 minute, 12 seconds to go. Green over to Malay. Malay. Over to Green. Inside Charlotte Green. Layup will not fall. Rebound by McNally. There goes McNally ahead, and that pass is too strong. Pass to Brianna Harris and out of bounds. So McCutcheon will have it under 1 minute to go here. Bulldogs started 4-0 last season. That was their first of their 3-4-game win streak. And they just certainly didn't want to start a shortened season off 0-2. So this is a great win to get back some momentum after that tough loss to Middlesex. Maleg to Pachowski. Pachowski fakes, takes it back to Molly Maleg, who still has just 9 points in this game, including just 2 in the second half. Waldron over to Clavon now. 23 seconds. Passes it back. There's Charlotte Green. Green to Maleg with 15 seconds. Inside there's Waldron, who will be fouled. She'll go to the line with a chance to get McCutcheon up to 50 points with 13 seconds to go. As for South Plainfield, they had a nice win against JFK to start the season, but this program is really decimated. They only have, I believe, 9 active players, and like you said, no JV team. So this is it for their program right now. Not a lot of players. I mean, you know McCutcheon the same way. No Marin Boucher this season. No Zoe Brown, so it's a little different for the Bulldogs, and of course they have some graduates. As Waldron, second free throw falls. She's got 5 points. 50 to 32. 13 seconds. Here comes Bourne with it from South Plainfield. We'll see if they try to get a shot off or they'll just dribble it out. It's Brianna Harris with 5 seconds. She'll step into a 3. Rims out. Ball game over. Rebound to Chelsea. And the Metuchen Lady Bulldogs get their first win of the season in their home opener in 2021, taking it 50 to 32. Great win for Metuchen as they were led by 18 points from Chase Clavon. A big 10-0 run to start off the, 14-0 run to start off the third quarter, fueled by 10 points in the period from Orly Germain. On the other side, a big game for Brianna Harris for South Plainfield as Metuchen moves to 1-1 on the season, and Coach Kathy Lutz goes to 29-45 in her second tenure as head coach of the Metuchen Bulldogs. We hope everybody enjoyed. A thank you to all our helpers today, Mr. Janetto and Mr. Cathcart, Jada Victor Morse, and Ben Solowski. With Josh Hyman, I'm Eddie Kalegi. We hope to see you next time, hopefully Monday, weather permitting, for the boys against Benell. And until then, we hope you have a great weekend here on the Bulldog Report.